I go pick her up
it's
from
getting
school.
Kind of late. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Holy cow.
Day goes quick.
All right, today we're going to do some market analysis. We're going to use Propstream.
Awesome. Yeah, Dave and I were chatting earlier, and we said we wanted to start exploring other markets. Not that St. Louis isn't a big enough market for us, but we've had, so many people say, hey, are you guys virtual wholesaling, yada, yada. And we said, no, but and we didn't really have a reason for why not. So we said, hey, let's look at some other markets. And we haven't actually chatted about this. But I say, let's look at markets that we would want to hold rentals in as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
jump right in.
My personal opinion.
So
all right.
Today we're going to be talking about Propstream, guys. Propstream is where we run all of our MLS comps. It is also where we pull our motivated seller list. They just released a mobile app, which is awesome. So now on the fly, I can determine what a property owner might owe. Gotta scoot in here, bud. Get butt to butt here. Butt to butt. Use it to determine what a property owner owes on a property in terms of their mortgage and just a whole slew of really good information that we can use to help determine the ARV of a property, but also use the motivated seller list that we're able to pull as well to market to those. So Propstream is really where we do the majority of our comps. I have MLS access, and honestly, I haven't been in there in, it's probably been 5 or 6 months because I just go to Propstream because it's also there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you're a broker, so you are all about the MLS, but I sometimes walk in and catch you looking at Propstream.
Dude, I was just about to pull up Propstream again so I can play with it while we're playing with it.
Put the lotion away, buddy.
Yeah, dude. No, Propstream.
Just joking.
Propstream is awesome.
Right.
I mean, it really is. It makes it simple. Like, it's so
awesome.
simple.
Yeah, it's just awesome. So let's talk a little bit about some of the markets that we were wanting to maybe explore
and why, I guess.
And why,
too.
right?
Yeah.
So I think Kansas City would be a great market for us to look into in terms of doing some virtual wholesaling.
Yeah, so I do geographically too, because I think of other Midwestern cities are linear markets similar to ours, meaning they don't have the big cycles on like the West and East Coast where you'll hear about, oh, the market's crashing and yada, yada. We don't experience that to the same degree as the coasts. I feel like we always, when we hear there's a market crash out there, we've got 6 to 12 months before we're going to feel it here. And by feel it here, it's to a much lesser degree. Like, Dave, here's what my analogy on this one is when there's a hurricane that comes up in Florida or in New Orleans, comes up the coast, I know that for the next week, we're going to have a lot of rain.
Yeah.
But we're not going to have a hurricane.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of rain. So I think that's kind of a similar thing here in the Midwest when the market's crashing. I'm like, we might see prices go down a little bit. That's just my experience. Again,
how does that relate to running comps and market analysis?
I'm talking about linear markets. I love investing in linear markets here in the Midwest.
Oh, okay, I see.
So what I'm saying is I want to invest in other linear markets. I'm not suggesting that we jump to New York.
Yeah, not at all. I want to stick in the Midwest because
Los Angeles, exactly.
The rules and the laws are going to be similar to where we're already located at. The prices are going to be cheaper in terms of making it more rental available to most of the other investors out there. I mean,
so again, and
that's
I think
my 2 cents.
Oh, I agree, and I think that every market is hyper local, meaning we have to look at each market individually, and that's why we're going to do what we're about to do, which is dive into a different market, and we probably won't get to too many today.
So the one thing I do like about something in our own state, Mike, is nothing would change necessarily, right? Like the title company in a different market would obviously be in a different market, but like we know all the rules for our own state.
We know most of them for our state. I would assume that it's not going to change much, Dave.
Right.
But again, you know what happens once you get out of your comfort zone is things do change.
Let's look at a couple markets here. I'm curious.
Let's start in our state though, like you said, Kansas City.
Start in our state. So when you go into Propstream, it's going to default to your current location. Man, I own properties in Columbia, Missouri, and you just cannot find a deal. I'm actually listing 2 of my properties in Columbia right now just because the prices are so high.
What was the
values are crazy, man. Like that is a tough city to wholesale in. It's been done. I know a guy, my buddy Ron, does a ton of them there, but that market is just hard compared to the bigger markets, in my opinion. So I'm gonna say KC would be first choice for us at this point.
So I agree. I think Kansas City or Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, Springfield too.
I like both those markets. Columbia, and again,
let's look at Kansas City and Springfield.
Let's do it. Let's do those two.
So one thing I do really like about Propstream over here in the top right hand corner, you have the ability to use this map, and it kind of has a legend, and it can color code. Heat map, I guess you could say. So we're looking here at Kansas City. I don't know much about Kansas City. Mike, do you? It kind of looks like a weather map here, doesn't it?
It does.
Kind of crazy, but it's a really neat feature.
I think you got to go in a little.
Well,
is that just the number? That's sales, right?
This right here, the first one that I clicked on, this is estimated value. So the light blue is less than 100K. So that's the way I look at that is that's going to be your rental areas, right? I mean, for the most part, or your more affordable housing at least.
I was going to say under 100, you might be talking places we don't want to invest though. Like I want right around 100,000.
Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. I'm just trying to So
no, I know. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you got, basically I'm just kind of trying to find. I think you have to hit this button.
Yeah, see, I think I like those little bit darker blues because I'm assuming that's prices going up just a little bit.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, because think of North St. Louis, man.
Okay.
In our market, you're going to have light blue up there.
Oh. This thing is okay.
This thing's going crazy on us today.
Oh, you can zoom way in. We're gonna go out right here.
All right, easy trigger.
I know.
Dave's getting real.
Struggles. Okay, so the cool thing though that I like about this is there's a lot of different things that you can look at. So let's let this load. So this is the estimated value by square foot. Maybe something that you want to look at as well. Again, you can see in the top left up here, you got a lot of light blues, and then this whole side here. So let's go look at.
Yes,
price growth. This is something that definitely helps, I think, when you're looking at your markets. And I'm going to do a 3-year growth. I'd like to zoom in a hair, but I don't want to go trigger happy. So you are having quite a bit of price growth in this little center area right here.
Dang, was that the same as the light blue for just the values earlier?
Well, take a look. So I'm
I
not going to move the map at all. So
and I'm not going to move my eyes at all.
Okay, perfect. This is the 3-year growth. So the red is going to be 100% growth, essentially. And the light blue, which we don't really see much or any of, is going to be 100% loss. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to do the estimated value by square foot. And then I'm going to do the estimated values in general.
Yeah, so it is. It's those lower value ones are popping up in prices.
I mean, those are the ones that have the most appreciation for the most
That's
part.
crazy.
Isn't that cool? Yep. So now let's go and let's look at the rental values. Here's the rent. So here's rent price. So this is actually going to be very helpful if you're looking for rental properties or if you're looking to wholesale to landlords, right? You got a lot of options here. I think I need to move in just a hair. Here we go. Let's try that. Maybe that'll make it speed up just a little bit here. So let's do rent price, or maybe do rent. Yeah, rent price. There it goes. It's just loading a little slow.
Yeah, and typically it's a little bit quicker for us, but again, we're running a camera and some mics and everything through the system here, so it's.
Come on. There it goes. Okay, so I'm still seeing this area and this area being pretty consistent in terms of growth as a whole, right? In terms of the rent prices. Now this dark blue puts us somewhere around maybe 900 to 1,000, give or take. Okay. As well as the value per foot in these areas, the estimated value per square foot. So, you got a lot of consistencies in this little corridor and this top area here. Now, the one thing I do see changing is you got red hot spots that appear in this area whenever you're talking about growth, I believe it was. No, well, a little bit in there. So you got some growth that gets going on in there. And then your estimated values as a whole, you got some red hot spots. So I'm thinking that, those are going to be the highest, most expensive areas, the nicest parts of town, places where it's going to be very difficult to get offers accepted below 80%.
Agree, yeah.
It's going to be very difficult. You're going to have to come in very competitively. They're going to go fast. So I would think this area here would be a great place to do some marketing to. Even these blue areas, Mike, around the sides of the middle areas that are real red. But I think that you would have, easy access to get deals in these light blue areas. Vacant
I
properties.
suspect you will as well, and I would love to chat with somebody in Kansas City without doing any more research or any more digging and just ask them what they say about the. Scroll in a little and let's just see what areas that is.
Yeah, so Mission Hills.
Is this, and that's what I don't even know if this is.
We're at estimated values. So these are $1 million.
Yeah, so and I
properties
think
right
that
here.
we were investing over there just a little bit more to the right, or I was interested in. Where that, what is that, 71?
Yep.
Between those 71 and what's that other one there? 420? Is that what that says, Dave?
It's hard for me to see.
Yeah, but in between those roadways, those highways, again, was kind of where I was thinking look like pretty good spots. So I would love to have
The rent price per bedroom. Let's see what this pulls up.
I would love to have somebody from Kansas City just tell us that is.
Yeah, see, I'm still getting this a lot of.
I know, up
this
there as
area
well.
Here and this whole, it's not loading the square right here for some reason.
Yeah, but that's where we
There
want
it
to
goes. But yeah, and then this whole area right here, man, I'm telling you, that's going to be the easy. That's the low hanging fruit.
That's what it looks like.
Now,
Yeah.
if you're trying to do really nice fix and flips, I would say this dark blue to this green is going to be a better place for you to target because you're going to have higher values. The growth in those areas is going to be a little bit more stable. It's not going to be such an explosive growth, but that also means that the values are going to hold stronger in those areas. You're also going to have higher values, which means that you're going to get higher spreads. You do a 10% spread on a $50,000 deal, guys. That's only $5,000 as a fee, right? But if you do a 10% spread on $1 million house, that's a $100,000 fee. You could essentially mark it up, and it's still the same percent when you're using your calculators and everything. So, really, 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 really love the ability to kind of see the prices, the rents, the values. It also has some MLS information in here, so we could do listing price per square foot. So this would be something that's a little bit more hyper-local. You could do listing price. So again, it's going to show all of your properties that are on the market. Again, you got that red area right in there. So man, Mission, I don't know shoot about Kansas City.
Trying
right?
to keep it
like I
PG,
literally don't
huh?
know shit about Kansas City. I don't. So Mission Woods or Mission Hills.
Yeah, scroll up.
Westwood Hills. I mean, this looks like your Ladus. You're trying to.
I was gonna say that's gonna be the pricier areas,
your
man.
Frontenacs
I know we
of
got to
the
be
St. Louis area, right?
up a
Give or take.
little bit more to the top, a little bit to the right of that, and I
Yeah,
think we're in
definitely.
business.
So, a lot of great little tools in here. Let's take a look at the price growth over 5 years just to kind of see. So, I mean, everything's going to be going up in value over 5 years. So that one doesn't really do us too much. But maybe if we look at the 6 month. So, Mike, look what's happening, Mike.
Yeah, they're
We had the
booming.
top left up there, and then we had this little right side. But if you're looking at just the most the 6 month growth, if you were to ask me where the flippers are going in this city right now, I would say there. That's just my 2 cents, at least right now. Probably because it's more affordable properties that probably rent for higher amount. So in terms of return on investment, again,
There's money
Don't
getting.
shit
There's
about Kansas
money
City.
going into that area. Is what it
money
looks
going
like.
into that area. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. Like they're developing. So love all these tools. Again, they're up in the right-hand corner, guys. Click on analytics right here, and you can do that. You can look at any different city. Another cool thing is, let's say that, Mike and I did want to do some marketing, in this blue area that we had found. And let's just assume that it was right here. We could highlight that particular area. And very simply, with Propstream, if we wanted to do some sort of a marketing campaign, we could essentially target all of the, and I just drew randomly. This isn't exactly where those, where it might need to be, but just as an example here, and we can actually pull up a list of all the properties within this area, which is really, really cool. And then we can actually pull out the vacants. We can pull out the absentees. We can pull out.
I've never tried this one, and just because we saw such a unique pattern where there's a really hot spot up there and then a pretty hot spot on the right, can you do two at once, two locations at once, Dave? I don't think you can.
I don't think
Whoa.
so. I don't know what's going on here. I don't think
Trigger
so.
happy today, man.
Let me look.
Yeah, I just want to.
I don't think
Well,
you can do two
you
at
don't need
once.
to. So the way you would
but
do it, though,
check
you'd
this
highlight
out. I
that.
can just do a small little thing. So let's just say you want Kickapoo. That's a funny little name. And it'll be a lot quicker when you're doing a smaller area, but it'll let you do, I think, up to 2 million or something crazy like that. So just in this little area right here, right, there's 2,917 properties. If I wanted to look at just the high equities, I could click this and I could get a list of just the high equities. If I wanted to get a list of just the vacants, I could get the vacants right here. This is so crazy, right? So I could pull this list. Now, we run vacants for zip codes. We do it for entire counties, entire cities. You know, you can pull these massive lists, but I really love the ability to export.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly what Dave, I think, is getting at, or to my point about doing 2 areas. You just select the one, export it, then select the second one, same criteria, export it,
right.
And you can build different lists in there. So you could build the one list of, you know, hotspots, KC, whatever you wanted to call it, to where you could highlight just those properties.
Now let's take a look at Springfield, Mike. I honestly know less about Springfield. I've at least driven through Kansas City and spent the night a couple times.
You never driven through Springfield? What about like Table Rock Lake?
Man, I think I've flown into Springfield way long time ago whenever I was
flying little planes,
and whatnot. But
so it's a much smaller market. I'd say it's probably
I don't know much about it.
It's probably a bit bigger than Columbia.
So check this out. There's 89,000 properties in Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that small. I mean, there's 100,000 properties. You guys can't see what I can see. Now you can.
Oops.
In Springfield here, right? So let's take a little look, see, and I'm going to just kill this so we can get our full picture. We're going to zoom in just a hair. I'm assuming this is going to cover the majority of the city. Let's start, Mike, with just a estimated value. So this has nothing to do with square footage or anything like that. And let's just kind of see if we can get an idea of where the nice places are. All right.
I think similar to...
Oh, there it goes.
I was going to say, you're going to want to see a little bit outside the city because I think you're going to have some of the nicer areas a little bit further out.
Suburb area?
Yeah, and that's the thing, like...
Let's try value per foot. See if we can't get this to load a little faster here.
And you're familiar with Columbia.
Hardwire this damn thing in.
We do. With Columbia, I mean, you know, when you're in more rural areas, it's okay to drive 20 minutes outside of town and still be in town.
Yeah,
you know,
your comps don't need to necessarily be right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, because maybe spread it out a little bit.
It's just different.
Boy.
Oops.
There we go. Okay, cool. We're getting somewhere now. Fill in the green in the middle there.
Yeah, so I guess you know what? It's probably because this is the first time you've played with Springfield. It has to pull all that data in.
Right, here we go.
Figure it all out, do all the calculations.
So where is the university? There's a college here, right? Yeah, I've been to that airport. I know that.
901 South Main or South. Man, you're really putting me on the spot there. That's my alma mater, Southwest Missouri
here?
State. Yeah.
Oh man, you should know this.
I know. Look at just. Yeah, I should pull that up.
All right, so while this is loading that, I'm going to go just and take a look at some of the growth here. Let's look at the 3-year growth. Maybe this will load a little faster for us here. And just kind of see if we find some hot spots. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of...
901 South National. I knew it was 901 something. What did I say, South Main?
Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Yeah, it's right there on the map, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Southwest
just loading
Missouri State.
There it goes.
Yeah, there's the university. Yeah, so anything walking or biking distance to that is basically would have the opportunity to be a student rental or college, rental.
So,
and there's also there's a couple other ones. There's like a Drury University up there, which is a little bit north of that campus, I believe. And I know that the further north you get, at least it used to be, it was a little bit lower value area.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't want to go way north of the city, but...
Okay, here we go. Now it's starting to work, but it's still not doing that little area right there.
Which area is that?
Right there in the middle. It's got like a square that's missing.
Yeah? Scroll in on it. Is that a... Oh.
See the square?
Yeah. Well, square got a lot bigger that time.
Yeah.
The whole city.
All right. So we got to analyze this market, though. We need this damn thing to start working so we can see where these hot spots are at. Let's just leave it be for a second. And while we're doing
Let it work.
Let it do its thing just for a second. So while it's doing that, I want to talk a little bit about the type of marketing that I want to start doing in the secondary market that we decide to go into.
Okay.
That may be Springfield. That may be
KC.
Kansas City. So what would be our goal? I know you had mentioned with our property manager in the past that we were maybe wanting to buy and hold some rentals there, but we don't really have a crew to do the rehabs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you're looking and interested to maybe try to add to the team? Or are you wanting to maybe just start wholesaling to get familiar with that market?
Both. Again,
Okay.
so it depends on the market, Dave.
Yeah.
If we go to Springfield, so our property manager already said that he has someone else there that manages properties, so it's basically going to be the same property manager. So in Springfield, if we started playing around there, started doing some wholesaling, and we found a sweet deal or two, I would love to hold in Springfield.
Okay.
I like the market. I think it's solid. I don't think it's going anywhere. Kansas City, I wouldn't be as comfortable with, but it's only because I don't have a property manager there. Indianapolis, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Any other market, I would say I'm with you, or at least my thought is, let's wholesale there
Okay.
until we are comfortable with that market, until we've got, more of a foothold.
Neither
what
one
do you
of us
think?
want to go to this market ever. At least I don't. That's my 2 cents. If I'm going somewhere, it's going to be on vacation,
So
not to go check on rental properties in another city.
True. So the reason that I don't necessarily rule it out, though, is because I like going to other cities. So, like, in
To work, though?
Well, Dave, you buy rental properties in places you want to vacation.
Yeah.
Because then guess what just happened? Your vacation just became a business expense.
I get that. So I don't really want a vacation in Springfield or
Table
Kansas
Rock
City,
Lake,
though.
bro.
Table Rock will be cool.
Yeah.
I guess
So you
that's kinda
stop
neat.
through Springfield.
Okay.
You go to Table Rock.
Let's pick Springfield then.
Again, same thing. Kansas City. I'm not hot to trot on Kansas City, but
Right.
I'll go to Kansas City every once in a while. I got friends there, visit people,
Yep.
and it becomes a billable expense. You would stop by your rental properties, do a little work on them. That's just the way my mind works.
Yep.
So again, any market that I buy rentals in, yes, I will go visit it. You hear that, IRS?
Got it.
I am visiting those rentals, Dave, 100% of the time.
Okay, so let's get back over into Propstream. It looks like it was having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, let's try logging out and logging back
Yeah,
in,
I think
right?
that might be our best bet. And let's see what we got.
Yeah, so again, my shorter term plan would be, I think you're on the same mindset. Let's wholesale these another city first.
Yeah, let's wholesale it. Let's get to know the market a little bit.
Yeah, let's find out if these spreads are crazy. If there's good market to invest in, then
Right. And
we'll
if they're
think about
not
it.
crazy, and we can get some good properties in some good areas, just like we do now, I'd imagine we're going to keep the best and we're going to sell the rest.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting the spinning wheel of death. Oh, here it goes. All right, so let's try this one more time. Springfield Mo. And we can let's not Springfield, Missouri. Okay. Now I'm not gonna touch this map.
Just let it do its
I'm
thing
gonna let
for
it
a
do its
minute.
thing for a minute here.
Yeah.
So let's do estimated values and just start there and see if and let's just let it be, not get too trigger happy, and just see if it loads. Honestly, I've never had an issue with this working, but it is 3:30. It's probably peak time for everyone to be using it. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's leave it right there. So now we have, there's just a lot of little blue pockets, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do our own market, all of our rentals are in these dark blue areas.
Mhm.
All of them. You know what I'm saying? So where did you live, Mike?
I live right next to campus, man.
So you were over in this
Yeah,
area, probably somewhere
Just a
right
little bit
around there?
Yeah, right around there.
Okay, gotcha. So why is, I didn't mean to do that. Why is all this light blue up here? Is this your lower income? Is this your...
Correct.
Oh, man.
Easy. Yeah, so I think there was more industrial.
Didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, it's
this
going
thing's
crazy.
Super sensitive. Leaving it alone.
Yeah,
Okay.
hands up, dude.
Hands
Come
up.
on.
That's right. So let's have the mouse hover.
So there's
up
more
here.
like commercial type stuff up there.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's just like any other
Yeah,
city
see your
where
business
you don't
is
necessarily.
right through the middle there.
Mhm.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so
Okay.
exactly. So north of that, wouldn't necessarily want to buy, and this is kind of showing me the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Check this out. There is 2,296 vacants. That would be a great list to maybe start with.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even really matter what neighborhood it's in. If it's a high or low, it's vacant, right? The chances of them being motivated are going to be super high. So look at this. This is actually a really cool tool. I'm glad I'm doing this. We can leave the heat map up here, add the vacants, and then if we wanted to, we could click here and we could actually draw around these light blue vacants. Oh no. I don't think you should use an Apple mouse. I think it's because of all the little
Is it? Yeah.
that it makes this thing go crazy. I need to downgrade my mouse so I can use this thing a little bit better. But see, now it's working real fast. This is nuts. But again, if I wanted to look and just get some, here we go. I'll just do a quick, bigger area like this. But I could essentially pull all the vacants out of just this right here. So like, boom, that would be a great list right there just to start with, or just hit all of the vacants. There's only 2,000 of them. So, you know, pulling down 2,000 vacants and skip tracing them and cold calling, cold texting, even sending them a letter in the mail, a postcard, whatever that might be, you know, wouldn't be that expensive. What's 2,000 postcards cost? About 50 cents a pop?
Maybe $1,000.
So $1,000. So that would be, you know, an easy way to get started. So this here, though, this is our estimated value. Let's jump over to the rental. So try to keep this picture in your mind. So this is the estimated value by square foot. So really, you're not really gaining a whole lot of value by bigger areas, unless it's really dark. It looks like no, it has to be red. Yeah, the darker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you. So that doesn't help us a whole lot, but this does. So we have a lot of light blue up here, kind of around Springfield, right in the center, and then a couple scattered out. Now let's go to our rental values and let's look at the rent price per square foot and see if anything jumps out at us on the rent price per square foot. So relatively
it's pretty stable,
same.
Man.
Now let's just look at the rent price, right? So this could vary really a lot, from 500 to 5,000. Let's see if this gives us.
This is kind of a funny text my dad just sent me.
Yeah.
So you know how a lot of people are doing a lot of text to get leads. You know, you're texting, cold texting, stuff like that. He just got one that said, "Hello, would you review a proposal for P.O. Box? I invest all over St. Louis." So again, somebody did not scrub the list against post office boxes.
That's right.
So they're asking if he'll sell the post office box.
Of course.
Yeah, sure, man. Make an offer.
Make an offer. So, Mike, you know, above this right here, we're on the rent price. So, again, I think the blue areas are going to be the best for the rentals in this particular market. Also the vacants, though, no matter what. So, just from this little bit of market analysis, we could come up with some pretty good marketing lists. Let's take a look at the growth. Let's maybe go to the 3-year, see if anything jumps out.
I was going to say, I am
probably going to be some. It's going to be kind of blotchy, but go ahead.
See, I was guessing it wouldn't. I would bet it'd be very, very consistent.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
I mean, again, barring that little strip up north there.
Okay. It's missing some squares. Let's try to zoom out a little and see if that does anything. Honestly, again, I've never had this issue.
There you go. Whoa. There we go.
Whoa! Wow! Yeah, so it's not really wanting to cooperate with me right now. But
I think you kind of got a
general idea.
So it is. Right. It's that.
So here's our 5-year. So you got like these little pockets though, Mike, with no growth. So that's what is kind of worrying me. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing a blanket marketing campaign. I'd really want to narrow in like high equities, absentees, vacants.
Yeah, and you've still
something along those lines. And I haven't done any filtering. I'm just looking at the broad market analysis.
What are the little pinpoints? I thought that was your vacants
or
absence or whatever.
If I were to go do it this way and then click my vacants,
gotcha.
See them like that. Yeah, so the vacants are going to be kind of all scattered out. But yeah, I don't like that there's these. It's kind of blotchy. But
I don't think there's much development there, Dave.
Yeah, maybe that isn't. I don't know anything about this city, like literally anything. Maybe take a look at the.
Well, now you do.
Yeah, now I do exactly. Yeah. So this is the estimated value based on the bedroom. And again, it's just kind of one. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it is very blotchy, though, isn't it? Maybe that's just the way that these neighborhoods are
I'm pretty sure that's the way that they're built, man. I don't think there's houses everywhere. I think there's a little more green space.
Yep. Well, you like this market?
It's all right.
Let's start investing here. Maybe do a little bit of virtual wholesale.
You want to try to work in wholesale? I think it's a good area to try.
The first place we start with would be these vacants right here. And do you like this area up here?
No.
You're more interested in these little darker blues?
100%.
Okay. So, if we were to market in this area, I would suggest something along the lines of that.
Mm-hmm. That looks pretty good.
And then let's go over here to our filters. So we had owner occupied, any occupancy status, any. We don't want them on the market, so let's take off the MLS on the market. Let's go to our equity. We want to do a minimum equity of 30%. Our property characteristics, we want to do at least a 2-bed. We'd like to have at least 850 square feet. So let's give it some time to catch up because I'm going fast. And let's see what that narrows down our marketing list to. Now this is going to be all the properties, and here's your little legend, right? So you got all the properties in this area. Oh, I'm sorry, these are vacants. And I can remove the vacant. So now it's just 2 or more bedroom, 850 or more square foot off the market with 30% equity. The owner occupied is going to be any, and the occupancy status is also going to be any. And let's let it do its thing. You need to up their server game a little bit, bro.
Yeah, I think the reason that it had the vacants selected, I think you clicked vacants and then did the circle thing, and then went into the filter.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of had it on by default. So there's multiple ways to do things. Like Dave, yeah, exactly. Could have clicked that one on, or you had clicked it before.
We really don't need any of this on anymore at this point. So kind of got the area that we want to do some investing in. And while it loads, oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to give it a couple minutes.
Yeah, sometimes you got to give it
is
some
what
time.
it is.
All right. But that is how we're doing our market analysis, guys. We're using Propstream, we're using heat maps. We are looking at the estimated values, finding the hot spots, finding the areas that are actually having really good growth. And then we're also looking at the amount of rent that's coming in. And we're comparing the rental rates to the values, right? Sometimes, oh, there it goes. It just populated. So we just got ourselves a list of 554 properties. And again, I can alter my filter to get more or less of these. But these are going to be our high equities. This is actually vacants too. So this is going to be a very targeted list to start with, to presume motivation. I honestly would just suggest hitting every vacant in the whole city because, again, we're going to be looking to wholesale. We're not really looking for rentals right here. The area that we drew is really more of our rental areas.
Mm-hmm.
But to learn the market, we're going to probably be doing blanket marketing with vacants, high equities, absentee owners. What am I missing?
That's what we're looking for, guys. Yeah.
That we're going to look for in the beginning just to understand a broad idea of what is going on in the market. Guys, check out Propstream if you want to run MLS comps nationwide. There's a link in the description of this video depending on where you're watching it from. And again, we have been using it for about a year. We get all of our motivated seller lists from Propstream. It doesn't matter what market you're wanting to get lists from or that you live in. You could be anywhere. I believe it's a USA only software at this point. I don't think it really works a whole lot in other areas. But again, great place to run MLS comps, pull your lists, and do market analysis. Check it out. Link in the bio or in the description. Signing off.